Chula Vista is a very high fire hazard severity zone. What does that mean if you live in certain parts of Chula Vista? It means the Zone 0 regulations will definitely be applying to you. Hey everyone, it's Chris here with Zone 0 California. And before we get started, I want to remind everyone we are giving away a free pedestrian gate. All you need to do is pay for the labor to install it. This is a color bond gate by Durabond. It is an all steel gate designed and made in Australia, and it's built to withstand the intense heat of wildfires, which is exactly what Zone 0 is all about. So if you want to win, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel and then go to zone0california.com and fill out the form to download your free Zone 0 PDF checklist guide. All right, so I'm here near Olympic Parkway and Oleander Ave in sort of the southeast part of Chula Vista. And we're here because this is where, according to CAL FIRE, the very high fire hazard severity zone begins. So again, in event of a fire, in case of a fire event, this area will be particularly sensitive to damage by blowing embers. And that's sort of what the idea of the CAL FIRE fire hazard severity zone map is all about. So we're taking you, the viewers, on the ground to show you what these fire hazard severity zones look like, because they aren't necessarily, the middle of the forest somewhere. This is a community, a very well-developed community here in the hills. And I've said it before, I'll mention it again, of course, that topographically, these fire hazard severity zones tend to coincide with hills, with terrain that's elevated. So, what we saw like over in Otay Valley, for example, is that perhaps that valley can act like a channel for the wind. Over here, of course, you've got these hills, and when these fire events happen during fire season, they probably are also prone to high winds as well, and that's what spreads the fire, because the damage, it's been discovered, is not necessarily from walls of flames or even radiant heat, but it's from the embers that get picked up and blown and landed on properties that aren't prepared, that aren't fire hardened. And that's what Zone 0 is about. So this new set of regulations will apply to you here. Essentially, it's March 2026. We're expecting the state to publish their final set of rules and regulations around Zone 0, but we know San Diego County has moved forward itself with its own proposed set of laws and regulations. So if you are in these zones, you will have to make these changes. And what are these changes around? They're around the building materials and landscaping within the 0 to 5 feet around your property or your home or your structure. Specifically, they have to be Class A non-combustible materials. So what does that look like? Let's start with your landscaping. You may have to transition from grass to gravel in the 0 to 5 feet around your home. Certain types of plants may not be allowed to be grown. You might need to be replacing things. You might even need to be removing trees. We'll see what happens, because I know that's been a big area of concern and pushback, because people want that natural source of shade. It helps lower costs to cool their homes. So, and of course, the removal of a tree is no small feat. These costs are going to be burdened, homeowners are going to be burdened by these costs. So it's going to affect a lot of people. It doesn't affect everyone, but it affects a lot of people. And what we will do after this, as we always do, is drive around, show you guys on the map where this fire hazard severity zone is, and then go into some neighborhoods and just point out the kinds of things that will need to be replaced. So again, landscaping, fences, gates, old wood fences and gates, especially redwood or cedar, will need to be replaced. That's why we're giving away a free pedestrian gate in hopes to get more subscribers on the channel. Again, all you have to do is subscribe and then go to zone0california.com, fill out the form to download your free PDF checklist guide. And every 500 subscribers, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. Okay, so we talked about fences, gates, landscaping. What about your decks and your patios? Again, if it's an old redwood deck, or if your railings on your patio are made of redwood, those might need to be replaced. There are certain types of woods that have been approved, namely hardwoods. For example, Kayu Batu, that is approved for use. So it's not getting away from wood completely, it's just understanding which types of woods are approved for use within Zone 0. All right, next is your siding. Depending on the type of home you have, the era it was built, and the architectural style, you may have wood siding that may need to be replaced. And of course, lastly, there's roofing Now, most roofing material is, for the most part, non-combustible, fire resistant, but what if you have a tree next to your home that drops litter on top of your roof and you don't clean it off regularly? That's the kind of thing that will put you at risk in the next fire event, because those embers can blow and land on that pile of combustible material on your roof. And if the wind is strong enough and you've got enough combustible material there, it may be fueled by the wind to the point where it will cause some serious damage to your home, possibly even complete destruction. So all of those things we mentioned are part of a complete fire hardening system. We're doing this to raise awareness. We want people prepared and not scared. So enough yapping. Let's go hop in the truck, take a drive around, point out some Zone 0 stuff, show you guys where this part of Chula Vista is considered high and very high fire hazard risk. And yeah, if you need to be put in touch with contractors in your local area to help you with some of this stuff, just go to zonezerocalifornia.com and give me a call or reach out to me there. All right, let's go take a drive. Hey everyone, it's Chris. So back in the truck here. Now let me just point out on the map where we're at, give you guys a visual sense of which areas of Chula Vista are considered fire hazard severity zones. And then we'll drive around a little bit and point out some types of things that are gonna be areas of concern or relate to this Zone 0 regulation stuff specifically. Okay, so this is where I'm at, in this section right here. This intersection right there, orange and oleander, okay? And so you can see this is in the yellow. So this is the very edge. This would be medium severity. Orange is high severity. And red, as I zoom out here, is the very high fire hazard severity zone. So it looks like it's kind of this. So it looks like it's kind of this. So it looks like it's kind of this area around this landfill down here. And of course, Chula Vista is a pretty wide area. So, you know, all of that part of Chula Vista is not here. We're just kind of concerned with this southeastern part, these hills in this area. So, I mean, I could just take a drive down this street right now and point out some stuff. So we'll do that, okay? Because it doesn't take much to find the types of things that are going to be areas of concern for Zone 0. Most of the time it's old wood fences and gates or landscaping. Sometimes it's siding. But yeah, so let's take a drive here now. Just for example here, this house right here on my right, if you look, it has a old wood fence and gate along that edge there, and it touches the house. So that's exactly the kind of gate that needs to be replaced. This house right here looks like it has wood siding, so that needs to be replaced. But they're doing some construction here, so I'm going to go a little slow. But look at all this landscaping, all the trees, right? Now this is an old wood fence here, and there's a wood gate in the back that goes right up next to the house. So that home would need to have a change. There's a wood fence and gate behind that boat over there. So as you can see, it's most of the time it's going to be a wood fence or gate that goes right next to the home, like this right here. See, there was a wood gate between those things. Here's a wood fence in the front here that goes up to the garage. There's another wood gate over there, wood fence and gate right there, wood fence and gate right here. So again, I'm just in this one block of this one neighborhood at the very edge of this fire hazard zone, and you can see a lot of people have old wood fences and gates that would need to be replaced. I mean, I don't want to keep pointing them out, but here's another one. You see? So it really doesn't take much. Now what I will do is I will drive down that parkway, or let's just turn in here. Okay, so this is wood on top of the wall. So you have a mason wall, but you have wood in between those gaps. And over there, that touches the house. So this house is vinyl. That's vinyl. I gotta be honest with you, I don't think vinyl is approved. I don't know for sure. But you know, at this point we're now definitely in the red zone for this part of Chula Vista. Yeah, again, if you live in this southeastern part of Chula Vista, this is all very high fire hazard severity zone. So you are the most at risk if you live in this area. I don't need to belabor the point. I'm not trying to drive around and, you know, admonish anyone, isolate anyone, call out anyone in particular. I just do this to like point out just how many people this will affect. So we're gonna just go across the street here. I'm at Brandywine Ave and Sequoia. Again, this is in Chula Vista. This is in like the southeastern part of Chula Vista. We're just gonna go into another neighborhood here. This neighborhood is called Robin Hood Point. All right. And we're gonna point out some more homes and such that are gonna have potential zone 0 conflicts. Now, I'm gonna let these cars pass me. Okay. And then we're gonna just come up into this neighborhood and see. I can already see something right here. This house has an old wood fence. All right. And then again, the landscaping, right? All the trees and everything right next to the homes. So let me just turn up this street. But you can see this house has a lot of landscaping. It's got a tree right next to the house. Right? There's palm trees that hang over the roof. And then, all right, look at this, another wood fence. Not to mention all the landscaping. Right? And the wood fence and goes right up to the house right there. Here's another house with a wood fence. More wood fences right here. So we're just gonna take a little turn into this cul-de-sac. Okay, so this house is vinyl. That's vinyl. Again, vinyl might not cut it either. There's vinyl. This one's got wood over here. That's wood. Right? And they got it on this corner too. So how it goes right up next to the house. So that's a zone 0. I could just drive around. I know I'm gonna be able to find a bunch more houses with old wood fences and gates and landscaping that are all gonna present zone 0 concerns. So look at all that wood. All that wood. That whole neighborhood had that wood fence. That wood fence goes all the way down the path behind all those homes. And this is what the fences do. They act, sorry, I gotta adjust something here. Those fences act as a fuse line. So when that wood fence catches fire, that fire is gonna travel all the way down the fence line. So let's leave it there. Chula Vista, high and very high fire hazard severity zone. Please, if you want a chance to win a free pedestrian gate, all you gotta do is pay for the labor to install it. Subscribe to the channel and then go download your free PDF Zone 0 checklist guide at zone0california.com. Once again, my name's Chris, and if you need to be put in touch with licensed contractors in your area, just go to the website and give me a call there. Thank you.